Okay, my name is Rick Fischer from Sauk Center High School and the MnIAAA Class A Athletic Administrator of the Year. I was born in Little Falls, Minnesota in 1958, and from there my family moved to northern Minnesota to the small town of Ganvik, Minnesota.
Rick Fischer was the seventh of 8 children, born to Cliff and Alice Fischer. Growing up in a small town made it easy for him to choose a school.
Went to school K-12 actually in Ganvik, Minnesota, a small town. I'm rather proud of the fact I graduated in the top 20 in the class. Of course, there was only 23 of us, but
Rick took to athletics at an early age, before a time when sports became a year-round activity.
Frequently asked what was your favorite sport, it depended on what the season was. In the fall it was football, the winter was basketball, and the spring was baseball. So grew up playing sports, on teams, and just pick up games all over the place, and a lot of fun, a lot of great memories.
Rick was a quarterback, a pitcher, and a shortstop, but his height and talent was made for the basketball court.
We were playing against a team that had lots of big kids, and we weren't supposed to have a chance, and I personally had a really nice game that night, and that stood out, and we got the win, and it was a lot of fun playing that game because no one gave us a chance to win that one.
After high school graduation, the big man stayed small, at least for a little while.
You know, coming from Ganvik's a small town, going to Northland Community College was a nice move for me because it's a small town, and Mayville State College at that time, now State University, was small, and that was the right place for me to be.
Rick carried his basketball skills into college, and one game in particular provided an uneasy memory.
Unfortunately, last weekend went to a funeral up in Virginia, and we're driving through and saw Itasca Community College, and I remember playing basketball up there, and our coach warned us, you know, if a fight breaks out, grab the opponent, don't grab a teammate, and it kind of shook me a little bit because, you know, we weren't used to that, and I remember doing that, and we did not have any fights, but we were able to pull out a win up there too. But it was just a little bit of a unnerving feeling that you're supposed to grab the opponent instead of your teammates.
With years of playing under his belt and passion within, Rick's career path was an easy choice.
Well, the teaching coaching part was early. I liked sports, and I wanted to try to stay involved with it as much as I could, and you know, going into education was a way to become a coach, and that worked out very well for me. I started teaching and coaching in a small town in northern Minnesota called Twin Valley, which is now Norman County East. Just had a wonderful experience there. You know, got to teach. I was a junior high football coach. I was a head basketball coach and did summer recreation. And from there, it just carried on and ended up in Springfield, Minnesota, coaching basketball. And the athletic director there at the time, Ron Robinson, who's in the Hall of Fame, decided it was time for him to retire. The opening was there, and I took it. So I think sports and education all played into why I went into the field I went into.
In the 24 years and many great memories, there is one team in particular that Rick holds dear.
In the 1984-85 Twin Valley Tiger basketball team, you know, it's just a group of kids that came together. They loved basketball, they worked hard, and I remember we're playing that year in the region finals, and Twin Valley's enrollment was 72. Two-class basketball at the time, and we were playing East Grand Forks, and their enrollment was 490. And we were able to pull out that game, and our kids just believed in what we were doing, and we jumped out. We were ahead 8-0, we were ahead 14-0, we were ahead 22-2, and we just kind of went from there. And you know, the joy in those kids' faces after the game and the celebration. And we went to the state tournament and got beat by De La Salle, so that wasn't the happy ending we wanted, but at that time, when you're from a small town up north, going to the state tournament was almost a Hoosiers moment for those kids, and that stands out. And you know, I still get calls and cards from those kids, and it's just a wonderful memory.
Rick believes in commitment and has demonstrated it by appearing at the past 24 MnIAAA conferences. He has also attended 17 NIAAA conferences. He has served as a region representative and representative assembly member in both Region 3A and 5A, has served on numerous MSHSL committees, including chairman of Region 5A, and has been the West Central Conference Executive Secretary since 2001. Colleagues list integrity, honesty, respect, professionalism, and dedication as hallmarks of Rick's leadership. Under Rick's direction, Sauk Center has become known as the school that competes the right way.
To thank people for this award, it's going to be a long list. You know, I go back to my parents. My mom and dad both kind of instilled in us a work ethic, and you know, people who know me well know that I'm never late for anything. My siblings as well. You know, I got 4 older sisters that live, and 3 of them live in northern Minnesota, and they're almost like mothers to me now, and thank them for this. Not a lot of people have an older brother and a younger brother that you look up to, both of them, and I do. Need to thank the people of the Region 5A. You know, to win this award at the region level was tremendous for me because of the people that I had to compete with. They're quality people, and I want to thank them. Have to thank Sauk Centre Public Schools. You know, I think sometimes if you could sit down and write a job description and, you know, pick your perfect job. I got to work it for 19 years in a school that I respect, and a school that I really enjoyed being at. Had a superintendent, Dan Brooks, my first week on the job, walked down to my office and said, "It's your area, run it. If I have any concerns, I'll let you know." You don't get that very often. And fortunate to work with a lot of really good coaches. I stole an idea once. It was do the right thing the right way for the right reasons, and our coaches bought into that. I want to thank the MnIAAA. It's a wonderful organization. It always has been. I remember sitting in the back that first year going, wow, look at what this thing accomplishes, and the people behind that. And they've been great. I've been to national conventions, and our state conventions are as well run as any of them. Got to thank my secretary. You know, the greatest secretary I ever had, that's what I tell her. And worked with Jerry for 19 years, and I think not only do you develop a little teamwork in that, I think you develop a friendship, and she's responsible for a lot of this as well, so thank you to Jerry. As an athletic director, you're gone a lot, and my kids put up with a lot, and I'm so proud of them, the way they've turned out. They're 3 of the best people that I really know, and I'm really sincere about that. And also to my wife, 35 years. She's been there for me, she's been supportive. You go home from events, and sometimes you vent, and sometimes you brag, and she patiently listened to all of that, maybe with one exception. Talking about retirement, and someone asked her, "Are you going to retire too?" And she said, "No way, I'm not staying home with that guy." So no, Barb's been wonderful for me, and it's been a great life, and I've really enjoyed it, and this caps it off, and I'm just so humbled and honored.
Today, the MnIAAA honors Sauk Center's Rick Fischer with the 2015 Paul Krueger Class A Athletic Administrator of the Year.